Let's look at the word niyama. Ni. Ya. Ma. Niyama. So niyama is often referred to as sort of self practices. Ni means something like inward or into or inside, and yama, as we know from the yamas, is restraint. So sort of inner practice or inside restraint or self-discipline, like that. And the first one is śauca. Śauca starts with sha. That's the letter sha, and to make it shao, we're adding two flags. This is the letter cha. Śauca. Śauca. When we're thinking about cleanliness in terms of sort of spiritual cleanliness or spiritual purity, I think it is to be taken more as a metaphor. I'm reminded of a story in which the most beautiful woman that ever existed, gets courted by this man, and the prince who's courting the most beautiful woman who's ever existed basically says to her, like, I'll do anything for your hand in marriage. I'll do anything to be with you. And she says, okay, give it 3 weeks and I'll get back to you. And during that 3 weeks, she takes a big vessel, a big pot, and trigger warning for bodily functions. She spits and spews and cries and evacuates the other way and bleeds all into this vat, right? And then she, by the end, she's like not looking good, right? Because she's, kind of emaciated and kind of, she's been through it. She's really put herself through it. And she gives the prince, the courtier, the pot, and she says, there it is. That's me, right? And if you still want me, you can have me, but that's me, right? And the idea with that lesson is that, is that we're all still gunk. We're all still earth stuff, no matter what the outer form looks like, no matter, kind of what, we do to ourselves. We're all still in these earthen bodies filled with all kinds of fluids and gases and, whatever else. So I think the idea of, I think when it comes to the idea of purity, there needs to be a distinction between like what we think of as maybe personal purity and like a purity of mind, right? That's a different kind of purification of the mind. And I think personal purity needs to not come at the expense of the purity of the larger organism we're a part of, which is the earth. So I'm often, having been vegan for 15 years, I'm often unsettled by this idea that veganism is about, like, I wouldn't put that inside my body, right? And then that very quickly becomes an almost, sort of compulsion of like, well, I don't take anything into my body that isn't pure. Well, if you are drinking green juices in plastic bottles and then that plastic is going to the ocean and polluting the ocean, which then becomes the rainwater, which then becomes our reservoirs, which then we're drinking. It's like there's almost no place on earth now that doesn't have microplastic pollution in it. So how could my drinking water be pure if, how can I, ingest pure things if the water and the air is full of pollution? So, when thinking about veganism, for example, I don't personally think of sort of each individual animal insofar as I think about the systems. And especially in the United States, we are used to allowing our corporations to pollute rivers and streams and groundwater and pollute the air. And none of that cost is actually built into the cost of a hamburger. The cost of a hamburger is actually much, much higher than what you're paying for that hamburger, because the true cost of having a hamburger is the pollution of our waters and streams and of our air. And so we can't, I think we can't afford that, not just monetarily, but we can't afford it generally. The cost is just too high. So I think about that in terms of my own practice of veganism, that it's not so much that I've saved one cow or one chicken or one lamb, but that the overall effect, the overall cost, the overall impact of having those things means that we lose clean air, clean water, means that we lose wild species, because the clean air and clean water is now affecting dragonflies and butterflies and songbirds and mammals in the wild as well. So I wanted to share one of my absolute favorite Vedic mantras that goes something to that, effect. Vanaspataya Shantir Vishvedeva Shantir Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantireti Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And then this translation is from Sri Brahmananda Saraswati, and I particularly like his use of the word pollution here. He uses pollution to evoke this sense of mental pollution, emotional pollution, but also pollution of the waters of the earth. May the heavens, sun, moon, and stars, and all the zodiac signs be in peace and harmony. May the space between the earth, sun, moon, and stars be without pollution. May the Mother Earth be happy, peaceful, and free from all pollution. May all the waters be peaceful and free from pollution. Oceans, rivers, drinking water, and rain. May all medicinal herbs and plants be in their natural state and free from all pollution. May the whole vegetable kingdom, including trees, forests, be in their natural state, healthy, and free from diseases due to pollution. May our body, mind, soul, and all of existence be in peace and harmony and free from pollution. May everything, inside and out, be peaceful, in harmony, free from pollution. And may peace itself be the real peace, Shantir Eva Shanti, not artificially made by military and police forces. And last but not least, may that natural peace, harmony, and unity manifest and blossom through us. May there be peace, 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 physically, mentally, spiritually.
Om Dihau Shantir Antariksham Shanti Prithivi Shanti Abha Shanti Oshadaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishvedeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
And since we're on the topic anyway, let's look at the word Saraswati. So we have Sa, Ra, Sva, so Sa joins with Va to make Saraswati. So here we have Tha, and here we have, whoops, I wrote it backwards. Here we have Saraswati. Now, Saras, I love how many of these lovely little hooks we're doing. It's very rhythmic in the way it comes out. Saras means lake or pool or river, and Vati means one who is full of or one who abides in. So Saraswati is the personification of riverness, and also the personification of spiritual wisdom. So she is considered to be the bestower of spiritual insight and wisdom, and therefore quite important for those of us on the yogic